Welcome to World Facts in Minutes. I'm Alex. Today we're diving into one of the most alarming geopolitical moments of the year, the United States bombing Iran's nuclear facilities in 2025. This was not just a military decision, it was a political and strategic gamble that could shape the Middle East for decades. Let's go back. For over 2 decades, Iran's nuclear program has been one of the most controversial topics in international diplomacy. In 2015, Iran signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, agreeing to limit uranium enrichment in exchange for sanctions relief. The deal was fragile, but it worked. For a while. Then in 2018, under President Donald Trump, the United States withdrew from the agreement. Sanctions returned. Iran responded by stepping up its nuclear activity. By 2023, uranium enrichment had passed 60%. Far beyond civilian energy needs. The International Atomic Energy Agency raised concerns. Inspections became limited. Western intelligence reports claimed that Iran was moving its operations deeper underground, especially near the Fordo and the Natanz facilities. Iran insisted its program was peaceful, but skepticism grew. In late 2024, Israel allegedly carried out a small cyber attack on Iranian enrichment facilities. The international community condemned the escalation, but what followed was worse. In early 2025, classified U.S. and allied intelligence suggested that Iran was preparing to assemble nuclear warheads, possibly within months. At the same time, pro-Iranian militias increased drone and missile attacks against U.S. and Israeli assets in Iraq and Syria. The region was heating up. Then came a cyber attack in May 2025 on U.S. energy infrastructure, targeting East Coast power grids. No group claimed responsibility, but evidence pointed toward Iranian-linked hackers. It wasn't just a regional issue anymore. On June 10, 2025, the U.S. responded. Operation Silent Dawn began at 2:03 a.m. local time. Using long-range B-2 stealth bombers, cruise missiles, and cyber interference tools, the U.S. launched strikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear facilities, Natanz, Fordo, and a secret underground site near Isfahan. Iranian air defenses attempted to intercept, but were overwhelmed. Satellite footage showed heavy damage to centrifuge halls and infrastructure. The strike lasted less than 45 minutes. U.S. officials claimed it was a preemptive and limited operation, not a declaration of war. But Iran didn't see it that way. Ayatollah Khamenei condemned the attack, calling it an act of American aggression. Massive protests broke out in Tehran and other cities. Iran launched dozens of retaliatory drones and rockets toward U.S. bases in Iraq and the Gulf, most of which were intercepted. A few hit supply depots and caused
Meanwhile,
injuries,
the international
but no American
response was
deaths were
divided.
confirmed. Israel praised the U.S. action. Saudi Arabia and the UAE remained silent, but sources said they quietly supported the operation. Russia and China condemned the strike and called for an emergency UN Security Council meeting. European allies expressed concern about escalation, but acknowledged that Iran had crossed serious red lines. Oil prices surged past $120 a barrel. Stock markets trembled. Airlines rerouted flights away from the Gulf. Cybersecurity threats increased globally. And while no full-scale war broke out, the world entered a new phase of tension. Experts warn that Iran may rebuild its nuclear infrastructure, this time deeper underground and with foreign support. Others fear this could push Iran closer to Russia and China militarily. In the end, the strike may have delayed a nuclear threat, but it opened the door to a far more complex global conflict. Was it worth it? That's the question historians, diplomats, and civilians will be asking for years to come. This has been World Facts in Minutes. I'm Alex. Stay informed and stay aware.